with some creativity.
Well, I'm the mayor of this block, and everybody here loves Trump, so it's all good. But no, I got it apart. I gotta get some measurements and get some tubing, bits and pieces, and put it back together.
You're gonna order on new elements. Did you call over there?
Not yet. It took me, it took me this long to where I could get it apart.
Oh, you haven't done your inventory yet. All right, I get it.
Hey, Hank,
Yes, sir.
what happened? I didn't hear what happened. It sounded like something came apart. Is everything okay?
Well, a lot of it's okay. I need like 4 or 5 pieces of aluminum. But the cable broke the second time I took it up, and it came all the way down and slammed into the support that holds the tower off the pole. Yeah, it bent some element. It bent four, I don't even know. 4, 5, 6, 5 out of 7 elements it bent, and the other 2 they just not even hardly bent at all. And then the third one is not too bad at all, and the other ones are kind of bent. So I got to buy some little pieces of tubing to put between them to straighten it all out.
I'll be darned. I didn't hear about the catastrophe. Yeah, it sounds like you need a whole new antenna. It'd probably be easier. But, well, shit happens. Well, hang in there. You'll get it done. You know, you can do it. You have the technology and the know-how, and, everybody learns, from your first mistake, boom, the next one's going to go up just fine. And the other stuff you could use for parts and make another antenna of some sort.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, now I know what the problem was. It was just a bad deal. I couldn't see what was holding it up. I went up there, I sat on the top of it, looked down around it, and climbed up and down and all around it before I sent it up the second time. But it was kind of camouflaged, the problem. So anyway, got the problem figured out. Now we're going to rebuild, and when we get all the elements new, we'll decide what we're going to do, whether we're going to build a new hazer or put it on the top without it.
Did the elements come down and crash onto the metal roof of the building below it?
No, I think they mainly bent. They bent because of the force of the stop. When it stopped, that's when it broke 2 of the front, the 2 front elements. They're still hanging there, dangling. But they broke right at where the trap is. But it didn't hurt the trap, It's like the trap's there, but it's a little short piece of aluminum, about a foot-long tube on each one of those, and they're, and it broke there. And then all the rest of them, it just bent them a little bit. So I'm gonna straighten most of them, and then whatever I can't straighten, I'll buy new.
So we got the 40 meter for sure, right?
Oh yeah, the 40 meter on the, for the lack of trying to figure out which side, we'll call it the west side. When the 40 meter came down on the west side, it hit the element hit the guy wire. I have a single guy wire that goes to the other 70-foot tower, the wrong 45. It hit that and it just curled it up, just kind of like a curve. Didn't break it, just curved it. And the other side is only bent right out of the main where it's bolted to the boom. It's just curved down. Most of them are just curved down. The only ones that broke was the brown, which is like the driven element in the middle, right next to the mast pipe. That it broke those 2. And then it broke the 2 on the very end on the front side of it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 there I got to replace. And then the boom.
I'll be back.
I've got half the boom is bent worse than the other half, but I've got a piece to replace that already. So, I've got some parts. JoJo's got some parts. I may not even have to order nothing from Mosley. I ain't got that far yet.
Yeah, we'll have it all.
Yeah, good deal. Dave's got a on the side of his shack over there in Fort Lauderdale. Matter of fact, he has no antenna. But, so yeah, it's not the fall, it's that sudden stop. Everything wants to keep going because there's good weight there. Those elements are pretty heavy duty. There's some weight there. So you won't need anything from them. You'll already have you think you have enough with JoJo and everybody that have the aluminum you need without having to buy anything more from Mosley? Or do you need the driven element? Sounds like that snapped right at the support pole. Is that what happened with the driven? It snapped in half right there?
I'm back.
Yeah, right. You know where it's got those insulators, and it's like I can't. I have to look it up to tell you what they call that. But anyway, the brown and
Hang on.
I think it's brown and black right there, or brown and blue. Those are the two that have all the insulators on them where the phasing rods go. One of them, it didn't even hurt, but the one on the other side, it broke, one side of it broke off, and that's a single tube that goes from I'll have to go look. I can't remember. But anyway, that one I got to replace that one piece there. So it's like 5 pieces that I need, and that may be the only one that I have to order from Mosley just to make sure get that one because it bolts to those insulators that go through that little square tube underneath it that bolts to the boom.
Right. So you kind of weeded out the weak spots on that antenna system. It was maybe luck that happened and no one got hurt. You can actually get it working better than it probably would have been because you had weak spots in it. So it's going to work out. Just take your time and get it right. Personally, I probably would get rid of the hazer. I don't even know if I would touch one with it up there in the cable, but I don't know why that piece failed. It failed for you, but not for him. And so I would probably have a rotor up in the center and a sub bearing at the top and have it up that. So I think that's what I would do, but you've got the setup, so you might as well try it one more time. So, all right, so we'll get on the side. Good to hear you, my friend.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, I think that, and I haven't talked to the guy I got it from yet, but I think they put this thing up and pulled the wires. I don't think they ever brought it down because it had 1/4-inch EHS cable with insulators on it, and there's no way that hazer's going to go past that. You'd have to climb up and unhook the wire from the top, not the bottom, to let it down. So I don't think they ever let it down until they took it down. But because there's no way those ceramic insulators they're 2.5 inches in diameter. That hazer ain't going past them. So I think they put it up, they got it off, and that was it, sitting on the hazer, which to me that doesn't make any sense if you're going to have something that you can bring back to the ground. But anyway, I can build a hazer with better latches and the same thing, but with better stuff, better steel. The 3 sides to the hazer is not the problem. You use the same steel. It's the latches, the springs, and the pulleys to take it up and down. And make sure there's no obstructions like I had to cause that problem, and it'd be fine.
Question.
Go ahead.
Hey, Hank, what are you using right now?
I'm just talking on my dipole. 63 feet. It's on the other tower, the Rome 45 tower. It's at 63 feet, and it's about 20 foot on the end.
Well, you're 20 plus coming into Fort Lauderdale, and what is your motive for this beam? I mean, what are you looking to do with it?
Well, I'm not a big DXer, but I talked to Switzerland the other day on the hex beam, and But this antenna is really a nice antenna, and it was a bargain, you know. So, and I don't give up on anything. So the idea here is to get it back up in the air like it's supposed to, get it set up right, and dialed in, and then whenever I want to talk to Europe or somewhere, I think I'll have a better signal.
Yeah, Dave.
Well, I don't know. You don't need much. You know, 17 meters, you can talk the world really easy on a dipole, good one. And, you know, you got even 11 meters, 10 meters, you can talk the world on them with basically nothing. So, I don't know. I don't know. You're like searching for something that, because you sound spectacular on every band with what we already have.
Yeah,
Well, the thing of it is that, I don't know, I found a bargain and I like towers, and I'm a tower guy, so, I couldn't resist, so I'll put it up, so now I can get on with it.
All right, power it up. Get it up there. Go ahead.
Dave, you gotta realize that beam that he got with that tower, with that 40-meter element on the back of it, is Mosley's top-of-the-line antenna. You can work on cells and watts with that thing working, you know? And when he turns it up a little bit, it'll be coming back around and back through the speaker on the other side of the station, you know?
Okay, well, I don't know, Mike. I know he's got something special, and you know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is. I just listened to him from him there to here. That's it. I'm not thinking of the perspective around the world. So me, I give two craps around the world. I like talking around the world when I'm on 17 meters. I'm telling you, I got to get something back up there. But yep, I know, I get it. Yeah, I get it. All right, Hank, carry on.
That beam they make with a 70-foot tower for dirt cheap. Hell,
Yeah, I could afford to buy, but the guy had 15 grand in this setup when they built it. They put a foundation in the ground that was 3 times the size of what I put in the ground. And, the grounding system, he spent a lot of money. And he built it like the R56 Motorola grounding system. They had it's crazy, but it was right. And he talked all over the world, wars. You talk everywhere, had wars. But my thing is that on the hex beam the other day, I was like the third guy that they heard, the guy before he came back to me talking to the switchboard. I think that was on 17 meter, I think. Anyway, and then, but with this antenna, I bet you would have heard me. I'd been the first one.
Yeah, 17 meters is awesome. If you've got a really good antenna, like even a really strong, thick dipole that's broadbanded, not a wire, but, aluminum, a nice one. It does. It gets out. I've proven that. I've proven it. I've talked the world on that like you have no idea. It was unbelievable. And it was just so simple. But 17 meters is spectacular. Yeah, so it's wherever you're going to talk on what band, right? Correct? So, if you're going to 40, I sometimes I'm not up at night. In the middle of the night when talking all over on certain frequencies, so I don't know.
I'm not either, man. I'm a rag chewer, but like Mark said, it was a good deal, put it that way. And so why not? And I have the technology and have the few friends that I have the other technology of how to help me make it work. And now that I destroyed it, so we'll put it all back together and we'll try again.
Hey, Mark and I were on a few years ago on 17 meter, and we were talking to a prince or who was that in Saudi Arabia, and I looked him up, and he's in his castle, and oh my God, you got to see their equipment over there in Saudi Arabia. He was a prince or one of the whatever, and yeah, we were chit-chatting with them for a few days in a row on 17, yeah, and I'm just using my tripod, and Mark's using his wire in his attic. It was insane.
Well, it's just like you said, 11, 15, even 12, 17, all of them. I mean, I've talked to places all over the place. Of course, I'm not a big logger guy or, VX guy, but I've talked all over the world, and the junk I got around here. But I think that I might, tune my new computer up and get this shit working right, and, I might make a few contacts.
I don't know, Hank. Maybe it's time for like a different hobby. Something. Maybe sitting on the beach. Maybe go to the beach and drink some beer and watch some bikinis. It might be a little easier than trying to talk on the radio.
No, talking on the radio is easy, bro. What do they do? You talk on the radio every time you want to talk, and they hear you. Hey, I got so many hobbies. My 2-meter hobby kind of faded out because of lightning damage, and I brought it back pretty decent, but I haven't finished that. And I got buggies and jeeps and airboats and regular boats and campers. And got too many hobbies. I can't work on one at a time.
The buggies and the airboats and the boats is where I'd be. If I was living back in the Keys, you'd probably never hear me ever on radio. I'd be out, I have a, oh boy.
Yeah, gotta have a radio in your boat, because I ain't never putting marine radio is all I got in my airboat, in my stereo system. Other than that, you're right, I'm not talking HF out there, but, I'm a radio addict.
We used to take out of Fort Lauderdale mobile sideband radio and an Antron 99 and strap the 99 to the VHF antenna and plug the coax in. Oh my God, it was immediate. The whole world opened as soon as you went maritime mobile.
Hey, what about in the Keys? Remember how I told you we want to get on the boat and go out to some of these islands, like Snipes Point, Marvin's Key, and just get the Antron 99 or the Max 2000 to stick it into the sand and then transmit? Oh my God, out in the middle of there, get out like a bandit.
If the band's open on whatever you're talking on, it'll work.
Yeah, you just throw your ground in the water there, and oh man, yeah, you're rocking and rolling. You just take a 8 gauge ground throw out there in the water, and man, that antenna's working. But you see that when you're mobile, Dave. When you get your mobile installed, remember how you drive over the bridges, and as soon as you go over a bridge, boom, your signal comes up to 20 over and right back down. When you go over the other side, it's like, yeah, see, that's like maritime mobile.
Yeah, well, actually, you saw it when I was talking, going up over all the bridges and do whatever. So that's what's cool about going out in the islands, you just get out there in that water, oh my God, the world opens up, So if you think about it, the ocean becomes your ground, the whole ocean. Which is spectacular. So if you can get a good ground in the ocean, you're talking the world, baby.
I had a buddy of mine, I guess I was about 16, 17 years old. He had a shrimp boat, and I said, man, I want to put a base station antenna on on the mast up top, you know. I don't care, man, whatever, you know, 'cause we'd be dragging on, you know, dragging for 2 hours or whatever the hell, I don't even remember. So I put an Astron in 99 up on the top of this boat, right on, you know, with a pole on it. And man, we'd be out there shrimping all night on the weekend, and I'll be talking all over the place on the 11-meter bed, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do. Yeah, out there on the water, you put that out there, oh my God, you talk the world, the whole world. I mean, it's amazing how 11 meters gets out. It's unbelievable.
I'm also, you know, just talking back to the house, you know, ladies in there with the kids, and hey, we got 3,000 pounds of shrimp. I'll be home in 2 days, we need another 5, and I'll see you in a little bit, honey. I'm going back to the party.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, I'll tell you what, some days, some mornings, we wouldn't even take them to the market there where they'd unload them out there. Had 5-pound bags of, you know, 2630s, and I'd sell them by the bag, by the 5-pound bag, you know, or pound bags or whatever they wanted, because I couldn't get the market at the dock to give me enough money. I said, well, then I ain't selling them to you. I'd take my cut. I'd go sit on the back of my truck, sell every damn thing I had before I went to sleep that night, that Saturday morning or Saturday day. Yeah?
I'll tell you what, kid, I used to run a shrimp boat out of O'Neill over in South St. Pete, right at the base of the Skyway Bridge. And we'd run them, and I ran a boat for a guy who owned 3 boats. And me and his son all ran boats. And that's what we did. All we did was boat shrimp. I used to keep the cooler in there. You know, the boss would tell me, hey, Cliff, just, you know, go ahead and keep a cooler in there, and, you know, you could sell them, man, you know, make a little bit extra money for yourself, you know, just pick the good ones. But one night, it wasn't nothing but a headache. We were hitting the bars, selling bags out of the cooler, man. It's a lot of money that time of year.
I did. Yeah, but I've been a worker my whole entire life, you know, and I've made money my whole life. And that's why, because I'm a worker. My buddy did the same to me. He owned the boat, you know, and I just helped him. But I run the whole back deck by myself. And, and he paid me good. And I made good on the next morning. And I'd sleep and go do it again. And I'd go back to school Monday. It was, you know, thing in my past, but we got through it. I got a buddy of mine now, he owns, I think he's got 4 bait boats now, but man, them guys, they come to the dock every morning and they load he owns trucks too, and I don't know, because I never asked him, but they load these bait shrimp trucks up with these gray shrimp they're getting over here, you know, from, I guess, I don't even know where they're shrimping, I guess from Clearwater all the way to Bayport. But they load these trucks every morning, and they go straight across the coast to over on the east side of the state and unload them all and come back and do it again every night.
Oh yeah, man, they go to the